Howdy y'all, this is Stone Hook in Orange, Texas. Tonight, I'm going to go through the 4-step program to try to get myself back in line after all that disaster of napping last night. But, anyway, I got 4 Texas rocks here, but special. Except this one is kind of special, it's yellow. Unusual. I'll save it for last. I think this one here probably the roughest looking one, so I'm gonna do it first. I'll start out 1 1/4 bopper. I don't know what's going on there. That's a funny looking kind of crack. I'm gonna make that a little bit more deeper. Try to get that thing out of the way. Then, I think if I hit right there, I don't know, it looks like some massive cortex or something there, 1/2 inch thick or more. I'm gonna just shoot towards that, see what happens. Ain't nothing happened till I miss my platform. Then I got a flake. I was hitting too high. You can see my copper marks pump there on that thing. Thing right there, I need to hit right below that. Dang. Dang. Like a lot of concrete. That was lucky. Thought I still had a lot of concrete there. The edge is just kind of ragged right there though. I think I was getting a little too carried away down here when I might should have been getting carried away right here too. It's so funky right there. I'm gonna try to knock it off like that. Try to set me up something to hit and get a flake. I'd love to get some support over here and get that thing to peel off part of that square edge, but I don't know if it's that good of a platform actually. It's a little rough. But I'm gonna just press right there against my fingers and hopefully I can grab it, flake all the way back, take some of that square edge off. Well, I just can't believe that ain't really what did it. It started a flake. It didn't quite make the square edge though. gonna try to bump this off, cause that's kind of fractured right there. I'm gonna just try to bump that little bit of mass off and then clean it up right there, hopefully. It come off a little cleaner than I thought it would. I'm gonna go ahead and work my way back here though, cause I don't think I could get a good flake right there probably, but I got a big cavity right there, so it's just got to go back this way anyhow. I would really like to go down to my 1-inch bopper on this right here, but my 1-inch bopper just seems out of whack. Really, when I use all the time, got a hole in the end of it, and the backup just don't feel right. I need to swap caps on them, I guess. For now, I didn't really want to do that, but I missed to the left. Got my good ridge set up right straight across there now. I got cortex right there on it. I'm gonna hit, though. I don't like that. I missed to the left a little bit. I didn't get a good follow swing, good hit. Any support there, and that plate just broke off, but maybe it'll clean it up just fine from this side. We'll go ahead and get this base lined up a little bit better and then work my way back down here in the middle. Got a lot of mass right there that needs to come off. Man, there's a lot of June bugs out, and they get up against things in here, and it sounds like butter is going off and things. Man, I got a little knot. I need that platform right there. That little knot right there is just in the way. I think that opened it up pretty good. I missed though. I just barely hit the end of it and broke off a little bitty flake. Man. I'm gonna get a couple off right here and move this whole margin over a little bit closer to all this mass. Beef. Damn, missed the lead twice in a row right there. Kind of crumbled. I really got to go down to a smaller bumper. This thing is just too big for this little rock. The 1 inch ain't working, so I'm gonna go to a 3/4. This one here got beat up in Louisiana. Not by me. Missed the left again, but it worked kind of. Dang, missed the left. I missed to the right. I tried to compensate, so I missed to the right. There you go. The left. It can't hit where I want to. This edge is a mess right there. missed to the left. That's sad, but that's all I'm saying is I missed to the left. Missed to the right. Dang. Missed to the left. That hurt too. That just kind of made it goofy. That damn flake. I want it to right there. I need that flake to clean off that little spot right there. And it just crumbled right to it. I just kind of crumbled again. Right there. Kind of missed to the left a little bit, but I got a lot of that off of there. Kind of missed to the right that time. That didn't go nowhere. Missed to the right again. I missed to the left. Dang it. I made me a better ridge to go over there and try to clean that up. You get it. I missed to the left and hit too far forward. I guess I've just reached my limit here. Hit too far on there. I'm gonna quit hitting right there. I got it. I would love to take one more flake right there and get rid of that daggum spot right there though. I don't know if they can though. I'm just gonna pressure flake it from here. Been 33 minutes of just struggling. This side is pretty rough. This side's pretty rough too, a little better. Got some high spots. So I'll be right back with a pressure flaker. Okay, I'm back. I'll turn the camera down and zoom in a little bit. Got you a little preform, picking a pressure flake it, but in the comments the other day it's mentioned someone having trouble with pressure flaking and only getting narrower and still stay the same thickness as you get narrower. That's due to flakes not reaching at least halfway across. Flakes got to go a little bit past halfway to be thinning anytime. But what causes that too is just too much downward pressure and not enough pressure straight into the edge of the rock. You gotta have good edges. If you got that little lip, you know, all these bulbs of percussion got them little lips on them. You can't press on that. You can't get no pressure on them. So all them got to just be taken away with a little bit short, you know, straight down kind of flakes. I'm gonna grind this edge a little bit first before I get started. My world said just grind it up down like this right here, just rid of everything that's pretending to be an edge there. Not too heavy grinding because I'm gonna just kind of straighten up, like I say, all them little lips and any concavities close to that edge or something. I don't know. You just can't press on them at all. So I'm gonna try to get rid of them. Even these concavities right here where I got this thing broken off, I'm gonna have to get a good flake coming in there and then around to get that thing cleaned up. So you take little bitty flakes right here, and that really just kind of gets rid of that any concavity and creates just a shade of convexity right there. That's all of them. If you can see them, that's just little bitty tiny flakes, just kind of straightening up and strengthening this edge. I'm gonna take some little tiny flakes right there too, because that's, I don't know, it's almost a platform I could use to push under there, but it looks a little bit too low and too flat. I won't be able to get enough pressure built up on it before it breaks off. I'm gonna just take some little bitty flakes and kind of create a little more convexity right there. I'm getting too far out there. Other than that, when I hurt my wrist, if I stay tucked in tight like this, my arm is just at a natural angle. Let that wrist press straight against my leg where I don't have to pull back. If I get out here, I'm pressing in some weird angle that hurts my wrist. Even where you got a strong ridge right there, these little bitty flakes right across the top of it puts just a tiny bit of convexity into that ridge, and convexity is everything about how a flake can travel. If this was a smoother preform, I could go on into pressing some flakes out on this thing, but it's not very smooth. I was hitting very accurate. I need to really focus on doing some exercises or something to get my swing down my left and right a little better. But it's all in relaxing. I get the camera turned on here, get the napping. Man, I get so tensed up. That's why I can't hit. If you try to walk a log, if you're tensed up, you can't hardly walk it. But if you just relax, you can walk it like it ain't nothing. Same way with napping. It's amazing what you can do when you're relaxed, but when you go to tensing up, you just lose control. So see, I just went down that edge and kind of took some little bitty, just some little flakes just to kind of contour that edge and straighten it out. Straighten out that margin, because I can use that straight margin to, you know, with a stronger edge to. If you look though, this side is still kind of needs to go this way some, so I'm gonna go ahead and press these set of flakes. That flakes right there is a little harder. I guess this side's the same way. So anywhere I'm well below center line like that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and press them out there as far as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and grind it a little stronger this time so I can get some pressure, especially up here where it's thicker. There, it stretch right through there. Same thing here. It stretch right through there. Well, I don't know, this side ain't quite as good as I thought it was. I'm not always good at pressure flaking. I never do it enough to master it, but just like percussion, just you got to have the contours and the edge strength to support the flake that you want to take. So see, I'm gonna seat my tool. I got that nice. If you see that edge is ground just strong enough, I'll seat my tool right there. I can put that point right there on that edge and put me some good hard pressure straight in. I mean, I got some hard, pretty hard as I can pressure going straight into that rock. Then when I get that pressure built up, oop, it slipped. That went before I was ready. But anyway, that's the deal to get flakes to travel. You got to have inward pressure. I'll move over to this spot. And you don't want to get your flakes too close together, especially when you got a lot of rough contours like this. If you try to just take flakes close together, man, you need to come in here and catch your high spots and get a good flake, and that sets up ridges that you can take to your next flakes and kind of clean them high spots off. If you just come through there and try to do it in one pass, it's going to be about the same contours that you started with, probably. I got a little more pressure built up on that one. I'm going to move well over right here. That one just slipped off. That's right by that little bad spot. So that whole edge is kind of crumbled. It's taking a little extra pressure than what I like to have to put on the edge. And it's slick as owl poop. I'm gonna go ahead and move down here and I'll back down there. See, I'm facing these flakes quite a bit apart, and they still kind of come together and break off right there. You try to get these flakes too close together, and they'll start breaking off and stacking up across there. I'm gonna take a short. That's almost a concavity right there, so I'm gonna take a short flake. Then I'll push one right here. So see now I got some really good ridges right there, and almost some good platforms to press some good hard flakes out across there. And do the same thing over here. Well, that's a lot of flakes for this side I need to be working on right here. I got a little ridge right there, so I'm gonna just press this flake out there a little ways. Not too hard right here on the base, boy. Press too hard on the base, you take the other side off. Likely to, because it's got that, just got a, it's got an edge there to strengthen that flake as it travels. I'm gonna skip all the way down right here. And this ain't the best contour for this flake to travel very far, so I'm gonna just try to push it right past that little spot. Have this little short flake now. I got a pretty good ridge right there. I'm gonna press this flake on right there a little bit farther. And this just weird spot, kind of concavity here, so I'm gonna take a short flake right there and skip that spot. We roll the red there. And then that, I got a ridge right by that flake running over here. Listen, so I'm gonna press this flake on out over here somewhere. Well, look, it tailed off down that little ridge and went all the way right there. But that'll just help improve the straightness and contour tremendously. That's what you have to just slowly work your way into a good convex contour. If it's that edge is too slick, a tool will not see. It really don't have a bevel either. It's kind of rounded. It's just slick. Throw down. This side really needs some pressure out on them ridges, so I'm gonna do that side first, I think. So they'll come over here, hopefully that just right past center and terminate real smooth, and then I can just easily clean up this other side. But every one of them flakes has got them little old lips on each side of it, little cavities. So I'm gonna use the corner of the stone and just grind down each one into each one of them little places like that where they got a concavity, and get rid of them little lips. Kind of like a light scrunch downward, just get rid of any lips, any concavities close to that edge. Now I got just them low spots right on them ridges, see? I'm gonna hit my tool with the file. It's getting mighty slick. Now, I'm gonna start at the tip, hit each one of them ridges. That just slipped off of there. That's that bad spot right where I got them issues. I'm getting too far out on my leg again. That broke off. I didn't realize that overshot that darn flake right there, went over and overshot that edge a little bit. Anyway, see, that just turned out pretty dang good. I still got a couple of ridges there I need to push flake out on too and just clean up a little bit, but I'm gonna flip it around and go from this side first. Nah, I ain't either. I'm going to just break down this edge again. I still got a lot of mass right there. That's what I need to try to press off with these what little ridges I got left right here. I need to make sure they go over there and just take off some mass like right there. Make sure they just strong enough to seat the tool good right there on that, around that ridge somewhere right there. That slipped off there bigger than Dallas. That's about all I can do with it. It's just, I don't know how to show that exactly. It's smooth enough. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do that on this side. I got a little bit narrow flake. Some of these flakes, they don't have to drive like these here. That's a pretty almost concavity. So I'm just gonna make a couple of short flakes till I get right over here to this ridge. And then just, that's all I'm doing really, contouring that plate. These flakes right here just don't have to go very far. You really don't even want them to. I bet if I tried to push them on out there, they'd break off pretty bad right there. Damn. Got my little ridge right there. I need to get this flake go over there halfway. I'm gonna make sure it's strong enough. Yeah, this next little spot right there where I just made that ridge, I just need this flake to go right there long enough to kind of clean up a little bit of that little spot. Same thing here, I got a little mass right there. When I get this one, I'm gonna try to go halfway, but these here just need to terminate smooth. That's all I need, is to smooth. You don't need to thin no more right there. My tool. You just flatten off again. Getting a little too far out there. By this point, you just gotta read each flake and see how far it needs to go just to terminate smooth and create a good profile. That edge is kind of crumbled right there. Got a couple more little kind of high ridges right there. I'm gonna go ahead and knock them down just a little bit. I ain't gonna try to do nothing fancy with them, just kind of reduce them close to that edge. So I ain't putting a lot of inward force on this. This flake is more just a downward snap, cause that it'll go right up that little ridge, but I don't want to go very far. I just want to clean off smooth. See how it just smoothed that edge out. So now I need to come over here on this side and run a good pass and straighten it out. I'm gonna just crunch it down. Give me just a little bit of a bevel advantage towards this side. It's not hard to get a little bevel because there's all them flakes that I just took has those little old lips. Every one of them, the initiation point has little lips. Kind of scrunch them right off of there. I ain't scrunching hard, it's just kind of lightweight. And sometimes a bigger point you might need to scrunch harder, to have a heavier platform. But start out with just not too heavy of a grind, but it's been 25 minutes. So I'm gonna grab a little shot of something to drink real quick and sharpen up my issue stick maybe, and I'll be right back and do this other side. Okay, I'm back. I'll put me a good little better taper on my issue stick point there. Well, I got this side flaked pretty good and ready to move over this side, but this side got a lot better contours and ridges to work with to get started with and everything else than that other side had, all except for this one spot right there. That's just a crumbled up bad spot. So I don't know, this seems like the most mass, a lot of mass right there if you look at the profile of it. Some mass right in there. I'm gonna hit that first thing. I got hot during the first section of this video. Got so tensed up doing that percussion knapping, I had to take that long sleeve shirt off. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that biggest little ridge you got there first thing, cause if I get a good flake up that ridge, then it'll make another good ridge along the side of it. Make sure. I didn't get enough pressure built up on that like I wanted to. That edge is just kind of thin. A little bit too thin for as much as I wanted to press on that right there. You can get some nice flakes on a good thin edge if you got good contour to flake onto. But when you go in trying to remove some mass, you can't have too thin of an edge to try to press on. Man, I just keep slipping. Well, I'm gonna move over right here, maybe. I think I'm just gonna grind it a little bit more like that. And try to get that tool to seat right there. I don't know, there's a little bump right there. I guess it's kind of rounded, keeping me from seating this tool just like I'd like to. Like, still didn't get quite as much meat as I wanted it to, but this side will catch up. And it didn't leave me a very good ridge either. Well, this next flake here just be a little shorter one. Now we'll try to, it didn't do much, but it kind of give me a little more meat to push out onto right there, and I'll try to feather this flake right out right there. Get rid of that lip like that, and just press another one. I just want this flake to go like to right there, just to terminate smooth. Get rid of that little bit of ridge and terminate smooth out in the middle there. didn't terminate as smooth as I was hoping for. I bet that'll clean up this other side of the base even one. Now this heater just needs to be a little short flake. There's no mass there to really worry about. Set right close to the edge. Now I'm gonna move on down. Looking at the profile, see I got a thin spot right there, so I'm just gonna take little bitty flakes across that thin spot till I get right over here to this ridge. Kinda. Now they got me right there at that little ridge. I need a good strong spot right there to seat my tool and press a flake right at that ridge. I didn't get no pressure and it broke the edge off. I almost saw that coming because there was a little broken flake there. Only thing I can do now is try to move over a little ways and press back towards that. Or do it in the seat too. The edge just went away again. So I got to do something. I got to strengthen it up. I got me a good strong edge now because I got to try to press back behind them things and cut around behind that little crumble spot. Just create it. Dang it just broke away from me again. I didn't get nothing on it. Got a little on that one, but it's too little, too late. I'm gonna wound up, once a good strong ridge, I'm gonna try to shoot a old flake over there and clean it up from this far side. Now I'm down to that bad spot where I had trouble. Percussion knapping right there. Man, and my edges, I don't even get started building up pressure before they give away. Well, I'm glad to get that flake right there. Man, all I can do is move over a little bit, get another one like that, and that bad spot's gone. You can see that profile, I kind of got rid of most of the math down there. That's a smooth contour on down now, so I just need some little thin flake, just terminate smooth from there on out to the tip. side across there. And really concentrate on that right there. I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. I done ground that edge so much, I can't get me a little baby flake right there. I'm gonna work my way down to the overshot. I don't have to press inward on these flakes either, because I just got the contour that they want to travel on their own, so I really don't need no hardly any pressure for these flakes to travel and terminate this smooth. That's just good contour does that. That's why it's important if you can make your preform good, real good contours. Golly, boy, that flake almost went too far. The pressure flaking just almost does itself. That flake went so bigger than I had anticipated though, so I kind of took a shorter one. Now I'll make this one try to feather out like right there, halfway across the point. And the thing here, I'm gonna take just another sharp one, and then that's gonna get me right over here to my big old ridge I wanna go all the way over here with. See that little short flake? I wish it would have been just a hair longer and terminated like right there. It would have smoothed that contour out to where to just make this flake have an easier, straighter path over there. Cause now it's got just a little more mass to overcome right here. So it gets across over there, but I think it will go. Make it real strong where I get a good seat, and I'm gonna just get the burr off the point with the stick. And then I'm gonna seat my tool right there on that grounded spot and just press it right straight towards this little booger right there. And hopefully it'll go right up that ridge. Terminate real smooth right there. I felt something. I felt it. Look. I felt it come off that backside of that point right there and stuck in my finger a little bit. So look at this, it cut off half of it. But that mass up there, boy, see how that, look at that flake, if you can see that. That mass that was right here, where that little short flake didn't take off that mass, that caused that flake to kind of go this way and spread out over there. And put some of its energy into that instead of, if that would have been smooth, that flake would have been across there wider and just cut that right off. But that little bit of mass influences the flake thickness, and it's actually the flake thickness, I guess, it influences. I learned that by fluting things, you know, and seeing how the flute behaves to different thicknesses as it encounters them. These are just short flakes. I don't got no contours right there to do anything with. I kind of got hard to show, but got a broken flake right there with a little bit of a ridge on. Other than that, none of these flakes go anywhere because that's kind of concavity, so they just got to be short flakes till I get right over here where I can set up, push up that ridge some. Now, I'm right there where I got a platform. I'm afraid I can't press this very far. If it tries to go anywhere past this right here, it's going, a little more mass right here will break off. Ever how thick it is, that's how thick it's going to break off. So I would like for it to terminate right there. Yeah, pretty nice. So this here's another flake on. I just need to terminate smooth right there. It didn't terminate so smooth. See, it broke off a little hangnail right there. Thing here, that's just a cavity like right in there. So these flakes just need to go up there and clean off. There's just a little bit of mass left right on there in the corner. That's all these flakes need to do is clean off that little bit of extra mass right there. There is still a little bit of mass right there that could come off from this side, I believe. But actually, if you look at that margin, it's kind of done made its way over this side more, so I don't know if I can get back there or not. But that's really all I need to do now is I'm gonna flake the base because this side's pretty good contour. This side got some extra mass right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of flakes up there and contour that base. Again, I don't want these to go too far. That one went all the way there. Anything up there that was gonna break off on me, so I'd rather them terminate smooth, like right across there. I believe. I believe I'm gonna just rake this a little bit. Take me just a couple flakes right there to get rid of them bigger ridges I got. And that'll set me up a little bit closer here where I can kind of clean that area up right there. Just got some big roof spots left. But they don't have to be cleaned up. It's got pretty good profile to the point. But it is a little bit crooked down that margin though. That'll help straighten out this margin. That just broke off. Pretty bad. There was a little bitty flake there broke off already. I thought it would go past it. But it. Well, it just looked like it would pop right off there, but it won't. That helped that margin as far as its straightness a lot. Still got just a little bit of crown right there, which is just will help me just kind of scrunch this right here through the middle. I'm gonna just try to clean up this little area right through there a little smoother. And the edge is giving way too easy. That's a bad spot right there. I'm afraid to touch it. I cleaned it, smoothed it out a little bit. But other than that, I think it's all, if you look down it, it's almost straight. So I'm gonna just go from there and go down and clean up that edge, just flake the little, just to flake it and sharpen it. And straighten it a little bit as I go. Call her done. Nothing too fancy, just some little short flakes to try to straighten out that edge and give me a good a pretty consistent surface, to take this next little pass from the other side, and it ought to be good and sharp. I'm just gonna lightly touch the tops of them points sticking out there, because that's what I'm gonna be seeking my tool on. That edge is doing it sharp. A little protruded area right there. Well, ain't been another 30 minutes. I'm slow with Christmas. Anyway, got this little high spot right there somewhere. Right there. But that's it, little. I don't. I'm tempted to put some kind of a base on it, but I think I'm gonna just haft it as a little knife. So I'll be back with my other three. This is step one of my 4-step process. So I'll be back.